So here's yet another grammatical error involving gender in the book of Revelation, chapter 4, verse 1. Here, the voice is in the feminine. So the voice that I heard like a trumpet, so the voice like a trumpet, feminine, was speaking, feminine, saying, masculine. No. Here, the voice in the feminine, which is saying, should be in the feminine. So here's yet another grammatical error. Where then again, in Revelation chapter 9, verses 13 and 14, is the same error. Right? So voice in the feminine does not align with the saying in verse 14, which is parsed in the masculine. Or then again in Revelation 11:15, where voices is in the plural, feminine, plural, the verb sang is in the masculine, plural. You can't have it both ways. Revelation 6:6, voice, feminine, sang, feminine. Revelation 10:4, a voice, feminine, sang, feminine. Correct. Revelation 12:10, voice, feminine, sang, feminine. 14:13, feminine, voice, sang, feminine. 16:1, voice, feminine, sang, feminine. And finally, 16:17, voice, feminine, sang, feminine. We're to reiterate in the same chapter 6, verse 6, it's correct. The saying is the feminine voice, saying, feminine. But then you come a few verses later, and the writer parsed it incorrectly. Voice, feminine, saying, masculine. Obviously, the writer knew how to parse correctly, as I just showed you in many other verses. So we have to ask ourselves why all of the discrepancies. It's because the epistle is not what it purports to be. Peter writes that every prophecy of the written word of prophecy, does not come about out of one's own explanatory solutions or problems of interpretation, but is carried under the authority by the Holy Spirit, which the Holy Spirit does not inspire grammatical errors. And again, Paul writes, all of the writ, the body of the whole of all the prophetic writings, is God-spirited. But God does not spirit grammatical errors, irregularities. I'm not even talking about doctrinal diversions. I'm just talking about grammatical discrepancies here, which, if the writ is beneficial for teaching and convincement and correction and chastisement, that in righteousness, how can we deem that this epistle is God-spirited? Think about it.